Mitaka yepi, daya ya hipi. We are so happy to have you joining us for the Lifejacket Intensive Immersion Launch course. This is a course for anybody who hasn't learned this language before or who maybe has been stuck in the courses that they've taken, not really seen that progress that they want, or maybe it's been a while. Everyone is welcome. There may be some little differences in how much we know, but it won't end up mattering. Everyone is going to have a good time and everyone is going to make a ton of progress. This course is a specially designed course to be very effective and very rapid in increasing your conversational abilities. So by the end of this course, you will be able to hold a back and forth conversation without relying on English. So there are some things about this course that are going to be different than what you're used to in order to make a different outcome possible. I'm just going to say that again. We're going to do things differently in this course because we are going to get a different outcome than most intro courses get. And so everything we're doing differently, there is a reason, usually tons of research and a decade or more of experience that goes into doing it that way. So we're going to ask you to take a little leap with us and to have a little bit of trust because this course works. It really, really works. If you've talked to anyone who's taken it before, they've told you how much fun it is, how amazed they were at their progress. That is the experience that you will have as well. So we thank you in advance for your trust and for your willingness to just try something new. And we look forward to your own excitement about your own rapid progress. There are 4 main points that you'll need to remember about how this course is going to work in order to have the best experience that you can have. Number 1, this course is taught through immersion. That means you will not hear translation. You will not hear English in the course for the most part. However, we know that this is a beginning level course. So you don't need to worry about not understanding because all of the help that you need to understand what's going on is going to be there for you. You're going to see it in our facial expressions. You're going to see visuals on the screen. You're going to see us doing hand gestures. And we're going to work really hard to make it obvious to you what you need to understand. That is our special skill that we have been developing and that all of the teachers in training who are co-teaching this course have been working on. So we are always going to help you. You don't have to worry that you're lost or you're the only one that's not understanding because everybody is in the same boat. And we are going to make sure that you understand. So please don't let immersion scare you. We are using immersion because it is by far the most effective way to get results for you in this course. So on the first few minutes, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Don't worry, it's going to be more than worth it. Just hang in there. We will make sure that you understand everything. We will make sure that you know how to answer questions. We are there for that. We are there to help you. It is not a test. There's never going to be a test. Everybody who's in an instructor role is there to help you succeed. And that's all we're going to be doing. Now, a clarification about immersion. When we as the instructors are speaking only in the language that we are teaching, we haven't actually forgotten how to understand English. It might seem like it, but actually we can understand you. So we encourage you to try as hard as you can to also use immersion and also speak the language as much as you can. But if you don't know the word, which would be very normal because this is the launch course, you just ask us in English or you just say what you need to say in English. Please don't panic. You are welcome to use the language that you feel more comfortable in. Just understand that we will do our very, very best to answer you in the language we're all learning and to make our meaning clear through some kind of visual explanation, through acting out a scenario for you. We will work hard to make sure you understand, but we will try to stay in the language. But please feel free to express your needs, your questions, any clarification you need. Don't worry. If you don't know how to say it in the language, you can ask and we can tell you. But just go ahead and express yourself, okay? Don't allow it to pressure you. This is a course where you're gonna participate, you're gonna talk. So anything that makes you feel shy or nervous, throw that out. That's not what we're here for. We're here for participating and having fun and everyone jumping in and just doing their best. Okay? So keep it in that spirit. Number 2, if you are thinking consciously or unconsciously that you'll get to the end of this course without making any mistakes, bad news. Learning means making mistakes. Learning means getting it wrong. Why? Because you have to try before you get good at something. You have to try a bunch of times before you really nail something. That's how learning works. And I know that a lot of us had difficult experiences in school or, with other kinds of teaching scenarios where a mistake was viewed as a bad thing. Mistakes are good. Mistakes mean you're trying. You have to try in order to learn. And when you make a mistake, we will not be calling you out or embarrassing you or saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said it that way. No, we will be helping you to get closer to the way it should be said. But also when we hear mistakes, it helps us know what is unclear or what is difficult. So we want to know if there's a sound that's hard to make, or maybe a phrase that's kind of long and it's hard to say that whole phrase. That's good for us to know because then we can help more. So mistakes are good. They're good for you. They're good for us. We want to make mistakes. So please tap into that part of yourself that's nervous, that's afraid to be wrong, that's a perfectionist, and say, you know what? Take a couple weeks off. We're going to be imperfect. We're going to have a beginner mindset. We are going to dive in and just do our best. And the only thing that counts in this course is the trying. Okay? There is no grade here. There is no benefit to perfection. So embrace making mistakes, embrace trying when it's not perfect. The more that you try imperfectly, the faster you'll get perfect. I'll say that again. The more that you try imperfectly, the faster you'll get perfect. The ones who say, I'm not going to try until I can be perfect, they don't progress. So give yourself a pep talk. Mistakes are good. Number 3, everything you need to learn in this course is live. It's interactive. It happens in the room, in real time. Why? Because that's what actually works. That's how the human brain acquires a language. So there's not really going to be a lot of homework. There's not going to be worksheets. There's not going to be, looking up the answer. We're not going to be doing that because it isn't effective. We're going to be interacting with one another. So that means a couple of things. That means that attendance is success. There is no success without perfect attendance. Okay. Not attending, choosing not to attend, is choosing not to succeed. So you probably need to talk to some folks around you about how you're going to be doing this intensive course. It's short, but you are going to need some support. My phone is going to be off for these times on these days. I can't watch the kids. I can't come pick you up. I won't be able to take the dog out. Whatever your normal activities are going to be, or the people who depend on you, take some time now and let them know, hey, I'm super committed to getting a lot out of this course. And if I miss it, I won't get that out of it. It's just that simple. So I need your help to protect this short little time each day from interruption, from competing circumstances. So can you please help me? Can you please cover me? Can you please excuse me during these times? It's going to have a huge benefit to me. I'm sorry for the small inconvenience, but it's going to have a huge benefit to me. And it's for a short amount of time. Attendance is really important. So make preparations now to be seated ready to go 10 minutes before class starts, and to be focused, uninterrupted the entire time. What do we mean when we say attending? Attending, getting the most out of the class, does not happen when you are driving down the highway and you're trying to talk on your phone. You won't be able to see what we're showing on the screen. You won't be able to see the faces of the people you're talking to. You won't be able to follow along. You won't be able to pay attention. You won't be able to mute and unmute well. It does not work. So we have a general rule. We can make emergency exceptions, but the general rule is do not join from a phone. Do not join while you are doing something else. Find a quiet place. Be seated at a computer, a laptop, maybe a tablet can work. A tablet adds a little bit of complexity for you to see what we're displaying. So a laptop or a desktop computer are really the best ways because we do a lot of screen sharing. We do a lot of moving between multiple views, and that's how you can understand what's going on. That does not work on a phone. A phone makes it much, much more difficult. Please do not join by phone. Please do not join while doing something else. Please do not join in a loud, crazy place where you can't be focused, where you can't unmute. Please set aside this time, protect this time. It's a very short little period of time. Set aside this time and be seated at a laptop or a desktop and be ready to participate. Ready to participate means your camera is on and your mic works and you can mute and unmute relatively easily. Please check your setup ahead of time. This is not a lecture course. There is no hiding in the back row. There is no sitting there taking notes. There is no burying your head. We need your camera to be on the whole class, every day. It can go off if there's an emergency, if there's something super private, for a quick second. It's good to be muted when other folks are talking so that we don't have background noise, but you're going to need to unmute. You're going to need to verbally participate. That's how we learn. We learn by authentically talking to one another, getting to know one another, having fun with one another. And we can't do that without a stable computer setup, cameras, and mics. It's a lot more convenient than driving to and from class every day. So it's still a lot easier way to do class, but it does take that much commitment. So attendance at every single class, camera on, mic ready to go, seated, focused, ask for help in protecting your time. Now, we're all human. Emergencies happen. If there is a true emergency or something that just absolutely cannot be avoided, a safety situation, that kind of thing, and you have to miss any part of a class, the recording will be posted for you. And what we need you to do is to watch the recording before the next class. I'm going to say that again. To watch that recording before the next class. That means you have less than 24 hours usually. Okay. So you got to make time for it ASAP, right away. After the emergency, after the interruption, go back and watch whatever minutes you missed on the video. Now, some people will think, oh, well, I could just watch the video. I'll learn the same thing. I wish that were true. We've tried that so many times. It doesn't work. It doesn't get results. It doesn't work. So being in attendance, live, camera on, mic on, is the way that people get good results from this course. And there just isn't any other way. If there was, I'd tell you, but there really isn't. So that commitment to attendance for this short, intensive time is going to pay off hugely. You are going to make rapid progress in the language. You are going to be on a roll, ready to go, and you're going to be able to meet less frequently and to have a class that's less intensive and still gain tons of conversational ability in the language after this intensive course. There's a reason we're doing it this way. So make that commitment now to be in full attendance, fully focused, fully engaged, and participating throughout each and every session of this short course. Okay. Number 4, for those of you who are perfectionists or straight A students, this one is going to drive you crazy. I promise there's a reason for it. Do not take notes. Do not take notes. Do not sit there and write down what you're learning during the class. I know. What? Dr. Alka, I've been told my whole life that I need to take good notes. I know. I know. Most of the courses you've taken in your life were not language acquisition courses. And most of the language acquisition courses you've taken in your life did not rapidly lead to fluency. No notes, because taking notes slows down, sometimes stops your progress toward fluency. This course is designed based on listening and repeating and talking to one another. We need your whole face, looking, hearing, seeing, responding. We can't have you looking down. You're missing it. You're missing it. Also, when you write the words down, I know you think, I'm going to remember how to pronounce them. I'm telling you from 2 decades of experience. At the novice level, when learners write the language down, they remember the written word more than the spoken word, and they pronounce it wrong. Why? Because you're used to reading other languages, maybe English, French. You will think of the letters as being pronounced in a different way than they are in this language. There will be some words on the screen to help you. Don't worry about that. If they're helpful to you, great. If they're not helpful to you, just focus on the pictures. But do not write your own version of the words down, because it will make your pronunciation worse. Please trust us. You can have your hands empty, your face focused, no notes. Taking notes will hold you back. And you think it's not true, you think it's not true, but I'm telling you, in every single group where there has been someone who starts to take notes, every single other learner in the group is immediately able to tell that that person is not keeping up. They are not able to grasp what's going on. They are not saying things in a clear way, because their listening and their looking have gone way down. Everyone else in the group is able to watch that person fall behind in real life, because they are focused on their notes and not focused on the interactions. No notes, focus on the interactions. How am I going to review? How am I going to do homework? You don't necessarily have to, because it's a very interactive class. Everything happens live. But if you want to, on the website that we will give you where we post the recordings, we will also post electronic resources that you can use on your computer or on your phone to practice what we've been learning and to review. We will provide those. You don't need to take notes, because we will provide tools for you to watch videos, play games, etc. But we will make those in a particular way so that you will be hearing the proper pronunciation while you are practicing and not relying on spelling to get your pronunciation. And that is a really important difference. So we will provide the tools you need for reviewing, and you're welcome to review if that's something that speaks to you. That's great. It may put you ahead, but taking notes will put you behind. So please let go of that habit just for this course, okay? A couple of quick notes just for us all to be in a safe and positive environment. We are all here to encourage each other. There is no competition here, okay? We are here doing this because we are so passionate about what you're going to get out of this. This is us gifting our effort to you. And please know it's a ton of effort to do this course, a ton of effort. But the results are so amazing that we are investing in you. I'm going to ask you right now, even before you've met everyone in the group, to look into your heart and to invest in them and their success, to root for them, because they're going to be rooting for you. And most of us have not had an experience like that in school or college before. That might seem really weird, but I promise you that is what we're cultivating here. A group that all roots for each other, a group that all helps each other, a group that wants each other to succeed. Okay. Even if we're strangers now, as soon as we get started, we're not going to be strangers anymore, and we're going to help each other and we're going to root for each other. So have those people in your heart before you even meet them. Okay. It's only going to be nice people anyway. And keep that in your heart. And as part of that, remember that the videos that we record of these courses, we share with you only to allow you to review or to catch up if you had to miss a little bit. Those are not to be shared with anyone else. everyone is being vulnerable in this class. Okay. Everyone is making mistakes as best they can. So those videos are just for us. They're just for the ones who were there for the full amount of the class. So we give access to the folks who have consistently participated in the course and who are, a positive part of the group. You don't share access to any of the materials or any of the recordings. But if you want to share access, just ask us and we will probably be happy to do that. Okay. But access to everything that we share on the website comes from us to you. And it's something that we are building a community around. And we want to keep it so that we all know each other and we all know who's accessing these things. So hold people in your heart in that way, in a good way. Okay. And the last note is, if we are learning a language that is not your family's language, not your heritage language, you're welcome. You're so welcome. We want folks to join the class. We want the class to be big and interesting and fun. So you are contributing by being there, and we thank you for that. But also remember that this is someone's language that has been taken from them through genocide. And they're here to get it back. So it's fun. And we're building a supportive community. But remember that our experiences of this language are different. And the meaning of this language is different to different people. And so basically, the message is, if you're a guest in this language, it's not yours. It doesn't belong to your family. Just be a good guest. Think of the language like you would someone's house. The same way you would treat someone's house, you wouldn't make criticisms, you wouldn't ask overly invasive questions, you'd sort of let them decide how much they want to share with you of their house. The same with their language, okay? Just remember that our work here is about restoring what has been taken through violence and genocide. And we do that in as fun and as positive and beautiful a way as we possibly can. But it has that weight for people that you may not feel in the class because we're keeping it light, but hold one another in your heart in that way. And remember that that's the ultimate purpose of this work. And so every effort that we put in as the instructors is a gift to you. Every participation that you give, every effort, every attendance, every attempt that you make is a gift to us. And every time we hold the importance of this class and the purpose of this group in our heart in a good way is a gift we all give to one another. And that's the deepest reason why we are here, is to be relatives who are generous and kind and supportive to one another. So we are so, so, so happy that you're going to join us. You're going to have fun. You're going to have so much fun, and you're going to see amazing results. So we're really excited to get started. Do the prep that you need to do, mindset-wise, computer-wise, time-wise, and let's be ready for an amazing time on our first day of class. See you soon.